Good night, everyone. Just tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma Just Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you a short news on tonight, and I'm also unsolved missing divine. Um, First we're gonna start with out there in the east need a redevelopment. They talked about Target was supposed to be back out there in the east, but they said Target is not going to be out there. The community react to the news that Target is opening in New Orleans East as soon as so, but Target said no new stores are planned. Yes, just before Katrina, the business district in the east used to be the Plaza Mall. We did have a mall out there where Lowe's is at. So retailer had brought Lowe's. So I think that they assumed that there was gonna be Target. But they said Target's not gonna be there, you know. But yes, they also plan to redevelop abandoned on Six Flags that could be a retrial again. Now that should open back up. They should remodel that and that you can make money and that help the inflation. With the Six Flags. So I think everyone, especially the summer before the summer end, or have it ready for next summer. So the East need more businesses and retails. You know, they don't have no mall. They have to go on the Lakeside Mall. They have to go to Esplanade Mall or either the mall across the river. And before Katrina, we had the Plaza Mall, and they turned it down to Lois. So they do need some more big marketing back there, to help with inflation, to not have anything going on out there in the east. So I require that the east have a mall right there or either a strip mall. You know, you will have multiple stores to shop at. So I think that help the inflation with the mall. You either can put a mall right there, or you can either put a strip mall. So I think that'll be best. So and you have multiple stores to shop at. You just won't just have one. They was gonna put Target, that just would have been one store. You have a mall or either a strip mall. You have multiple stores to shop at. You know, and I think that will be better. Help the businesses and help the inflation and everything else with the mall, either mall or strip mall. Either one, it'll help. You'll have multiple stores to go to. You know, so I also um I also request for Six Flags. Six Flags, been abandoned since after Katrina. And I think that to remodel, redo Six Flags, that also a help for inflation. So many people love the Six Flags. So develop that, and I think that'll be a good business move right there. Six Flags. So either the mall, strip mall, and redevelop on Six Flags. So the East need these two things to be popping. For them to have good business and stuff. So people business and everything can start picking up, and inflation will start picking up out there in the East. So I think with the mall and the Six Flag, I think that'll be a good start right there. That'd be a good start. Inflation, it'll help the inflation a whole lot. So the East don't have anything right now. So I hope, these two things right here can be a big help. You can either have them put them all back or either strip mall, and redo the Six Flags. So there'll be two things right there out there in the East will help, so now I want to talk about school tips. I know we constantly talking about travels, constantly talking about going back to school tips, but I think all this will help because you have so many teachers are afraid, to come back. So many shortage of teachers. So I'm trying to come up with something, where there be ease of coming back to work. So I request across the nation, this year we done had terrible tragedy, to happen in the school. And we don't want that happen again. So we have so many shortages of teachers. We refuse to come back because of safety. So going back to school, I request when we bring the prayer back in the school, like in the morning time, when everyone get in, you think everyone is in, have someone to pray over the intercom, have someone to pray in that school, and that this is all across the nation. Have someone to pray. Start doing it every month. We had that before, and they removed it. But there's so much tragedy going on. I think this should bring the prayer back in the school. We need it because you got guns, rifles, shooting, killing. All that is going on in the school. So I think bring the prayer back in the school. That'd be a good idea. Also, bring some Bibles in the school. I think the kids need to know something about the Bible, and read, a page or a scripture too, because the words in the Bible is powerful. We got to do something to keep the demons and the evilness out of the school because it's killing the children that's in the school too. It's too much going on that we need to pray over these kids. We need to teach them about the Bible. Teach them about the Bible. We had all that in the school years ago. All that been removed. And I request for all of that to come back in the school across the nation. Because you got the killing coming inside the school, killing our children. So we need to pray over these children. We need to teach them that word in that Bible. We need all that prayer to be going on in that school. So three, let the kids have their cell phone. You know, let the kids have their cell phone because they don't have a phone in all the classroom. The incident that happened. Luckily, we hit the ball. One of the students were able to call 911. So since we have had all this tragedy happen, I think the kids should have their phone. Just make sure their phone is. Make sure they're not using their phone while they're doing classwork. Because when they're going through that hallway by themselves, trying to go to the bathroom, or going to the office, and somebody might come through there like it had happened before, they'll be able to, call 911 right at the moment. They'll be able to call 911. So I think they should have their phone. Four, let's have unarmed security inside the school. Because you don't want the kids to grab the gun off the side now. So we need an unarmed security guard inside the school. You know, Making sure no one come in and make sure they don't have no activity going on inside the school. And all security outside. Excuse me. And let's have on security outside. Make sure nobody go in. They're not supposed to be in. So I think that help. So the teacher can feel safe enough to come back to school. Oh my God. So the kids can be, so the teachers can be safe enough to come back to school. So we talk about the abandonments they have in out there in the east. East don't have anything popping right now. So we need the Six Flags to be restored back to life. We need the mall back because they don't have no mall out there. And then that closes Slidell. Slidell don't have no mall. So if we put the mall right there in the east, so in anyone that's in Slidell, they can come right there and shop. So that's what I'm saying. It'll help with the inflation because you'll have so many people, from Slidell to the north or whatever coming down to the east to go to the mall because Slidell have to go to Mississippi outlet, or it either have to go way in Metairie across the river, to the mall. So I think the mall in the east would be convenient right there, and restore Six Flags back. So that's two things right there. I help the inflation, to help, help things going on. It help the business and everything else, out there, because when people shopping, you know, and they have businesses around, most likely they'll be going, giving business on play too, so you're helping both ways, so you'll have more people traveling more out there in the east. Now when I go out there, to handle business or go somewhere out there in the east, it just seemed like a ghost town. So we need to liven it up again. Get a mall, get the Six Flag restored. So you can have travelers, coming back in the east, and you have Slide there. I'll be able to come to the mall right here, come to Six Flag right there, so you'll have so many people coming down, going to Six Flags and going to the mall. Because the East don't have a mall. They have to go to Metairie, they have to go to Esplanade, and they have to go across the river. That's the only three malls we have. So we talked about the two spots that needs to be restored out there in the east, because the business don't have anything, happening for them. If they get the mall, get Six Flags, they have people traveling and see businesses and be like, okay, let me go here. But right now you don't have nobody going out there to spot in the businesses or try to spend money nowhere else. So I think that will be that'll be a good idea to have the mall, and have and restore the Six Flag. So we also talk about going back to school, because the teachers don't feel safe coming back to work, so we need some kind of insurance to for the teachers. It's too many shortage of no teachers, so one I have request, start praying in the morning, have all that prayer going through that school, bring the Bibles back. These kids need to know that Bible. You can never read one script. That's powerful words coming out them kids' mouth every day. So we need that. And so we need yeah, because we need to pray over these kids. We need to pray all over that school. So and cell phone. We talk about the cell phone. I think the kids should have their cell phone. Since what had happened, that tragedy that happened. You don't have the cell phones, no phones in all the classroom. So if the kids have their phone, they're able to call 911 if something happening like that again. Just only make sure their phone is turned down or turned off when they're sitting in a classroom doing their classwork. Once they have to leave out that classroom and walk through the hall by themselves, going to the bathroom or going to the principal, they're gonna need their phone. But just like that incident happened, he walking all through the school with a rifle. And so if the kids can see that with their phone, they can hurry up and call 911. So and we also talk about the security. We need an unarmed security just all across the nation. We need unarmed security inside the school. We need an armed security outside of the school monitor. We need all this to be going on because we had 19 kids dead and two teachers. So we got teachers that don't want to come back to work. Because of this nonsense that happened in the school. That's why we got to do background check with these people purchasing guns and stuff. So I'm trying to make it safe as possible for these teachers to come back. And prayers work. Prayers work. You know, you pray. You pray over that intercom in the morning time. That prayer gone all over that school. You bring no Bibles back, even if they read one line. That's powerful words coming out them kids' mouth. The words that coming out their mouth is powerful. And we talked about the unarmed security inside and the armed security outside. So because we need the teachers to come back. All for them to come back, they need to know that they If anything gonna change, if anything gonna be safe or not, it's not 100% safe, but we trying to make some kind of changes and be prepared. And sometimes you can never be prepared, but we trying to do things better than what it was before. Because we never know. We never know that someone will come in an elementary school with a gun or a rifle. You know, so prayers, prayers work, prayers work. So all across the nation, we need to bring the prayers back. We need to bring the Bibles back. We had it before years ago. It needs to come back. It's too much going on right now. And for us out there in the east, we had a mall there. I loved it there. I was always was at the mall out there in the east. We need the mall back in the east, and we need Six Flags to be restored. So that's all the show news I have for you tonight. And y'all have a blessed night, and I see y'all in the next video.